What's up, people? This is SiTHFuRioN, and right now, The Walking Dead, the Season 7 finale, and I know what a lot of you might be thinking, well, Sif, what about all the other episodes that you've missed? Well, to be honest, the last one I saw was episode 4. Now, over the last couple of weeks, I have overheard some of the criticism that the show's got about it being slow and everything. But I thought, no, I've got to watch it myself and make up my own mind. I don't really like to go on the back of someone else's opinion. I like to make up my own mind. So going into these episodes, I can really understand why people have said what they've said, basically. But we'll get into more of the criticism and the actual review of the whole season a little bit later. But for now, we're going to do this. Episode 5. It was called Go-Getters. Now this episode weren't bad. I actually quite liked this episode. Of course, we caught up with Maggie and Sasha back at the hilltop, and Maggie kind of displayed why she should be leader of all of Hilltop, especially when the Saviors, they did that whole display of this is why you need us thing with the car, with the music and everything, and Maggie's just barking orders left and right. I love that, man. Maggie's shining as a leader, man, barking orders like, go do that. Jesus, go. And she's still on it, man. Hell yeah. Oh shit, Jesus with the kung fu kicks. Wow, really? The middle finger? Obviously, it's the fucking Saviors, isn't it? Gregory fucked off as well, scared. It's like, have they done this because that they know that the hilltop had something to do with Rick and everyone? What the fuck, Maggie? Maggie taking charge with the tractor. Oh shit. Squish, squish. Now, Cole and Enid, they spend a bit of time together. For those of you who have read the comics, I do kind of agree with the theory that's going around that Enid is the TV version of Sophia. I kind of do get that with the whole holding the hands and stuff. But Cole walked her back to the hilltop and they had a bit of a kiss, what was pretty cool. Don't kiss her, Cole. Come on. Not her forehead. Hey. About damn time. There's really not much chemistry between them, but still. Something's better than nothing, you know? Now, the whole episode was basically about Maggie and Sasha wanting to stay at the hilltop. Of course, Maggie's pregnant. She needs to be there because of the doctor and so on and so on. So Jesus constantly tried to plead their case. Gregory kept on saying, no, no, no. Complete little dick. But there was this one scene where they basically said, look, we're stopping. We're staying. Deal with it. This is the way that it is. Fucking love it, man.
Yeah. That's what happened. We play nice. They play nice. Saviors can actually be quite reasonable.
Oh, go on, girl. Really? He took the watch?
Fine watch. Doesn't need to be left out in the rain.
This is our home now. So you'll learn to start to call me by my name. Not Marcia, not dear, not honey. Maggie. Maggie Ree.
Oh! Oh, wow. Wow, okay. Fuck. That was cool. She took Glenn's name, man. So the big kind of takeaway from this kind of, I guess you could say, standalone episode, if you will, is Maggie's okay. Her and Sasha and Enid are now staying at the Hilltop. Maggie is going to become leader of Hilltop. It's kind of obvious that she will eventually. But near the end of the episode, Sasha asked Jesus to go and find out where Negan lives. And so, of course, he jumped into one of the back of the trucks as it was leaving. And as he's in there, of course, he finds Cole hiding. Like, the fuck, kid? What are you thinking? Now, this was a pretty good episode. Don't get me wrong. It really was good. But once again, it's like this show kind of suffers from this kind of, this dragging its feet kind of syndrome, where it's like we have an idea, we have a concept, but we kind of stretching it out for as long as we can. And it's like we really need to pick up the pace here. You know, this is episode 5. We've only got 3 more episodes to go, and then that's it for this half of the season. Like, we really need to pick up the pace. So going into the next episode, I really had high hopes. I really, really did. But episode 6 was called Swear. A complete 100% standalone, self-contained episode with Tara and Heath. Now, when I first heard about this, I was a bit worried. I thought, really, out of all the cast, Tara to lead a whole entire episode? I gotta admit, the only thing that saved the episode for me was Tara. The actress did a tremendous job. The character was really good. The dynamic of the way that the episode played out was really, really clever. Now, this episode pretty much kept on jumping back and forth between the present and flashbacks of when Tara was with Heath. At some point, they got separated, and Tara finds herself on a beach, and she stumbles across this group of all females who practically shoot on sight without no mercy type of shit. And the little girl, I believe her name's Rachel, the little girl, either she's going to become a complete savage and a problem later on, or she's going to become a complete little badass. I'm just going to throw that out there right now, right?
I mean, well, and everybody be asking us, but where are all the men? All of them? We got into a skirmish with another group. None of them made it. And we lost others too.
Oh,
Cindy had
Negan, bet ya.
my grandson. And their mother too, my daughter.
It was the saviors that killed all the men, bet ya.
After that, we decided to protect ourselves no matter what. No matter who we crossed, we would kill on sight.
Wow. So as the episode plays on, we start thinking that this group of females are good. They are good people. But as they're walking Tara back, they try to kill her, and Tara had to run. And Cindy, once again, fucking God knows how many times, but Cindy saved her life in the episode. But eventually Tara ended up back on the same bridge where she last saw Heath. And I gotta admit, right, just I think it might be better if you just watch my reaction to it. Just no way, Heath's dead. Really? Oh shit. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Really? Whoa, hold on. Let me just pause this. Are you fucking kidding me? Does the writers think we're that fucking dumb? Every other walker was covered in that white powder shit. And the one that's not is black, has hair just like Heath, and wears a top just like Heath. So when we first see it, we automatically think, oh, that's Heath. Heath is dead. Really? And it turns out it's not. He's just someone who happens to look just like him. A black person with the same type of hair, with the same type of top, on the exact same bridge that we last saw Heath. Really? Oh my God, that's actually really pissed me off that they would actually put that in there. So yeah, it's pretty fair to say I wasn't too happy with that. Fucking, I swear to God, the writers, man, like I said, the writers must think we're fucking stupid. Anyway, Tara ends up getting back to Alexandria, and as soon as she reaches the gates, Eugene's there to welcome her, but, you know, of course, it's bad news. There was an incident with her girlfriend, the doctor, and the fucking arrow, and, you know, plus there's, like, telling her the news of what's happened to Abraham and Glenn, and just, fuck, like, you've missed out on so much. And Tara did keep her promise about not telling anyone about this camp of all females, and obviously that's going to come up at, like, a later date, and they're going to come across that group for a second time. Guaranteed it's going to happen. But this episode weren't bad, like I said at the start. I did quite like a lot of the elements of this episode, but it's the 6th episode out of 8, and it's another kind of self-contained standalone episode. And it's like, I love these episodes. I love these self-contained, focus on 1 or 2 characters, and we get to know them deeper than we would in a normal episode. I love these episodes, I really, really do. But they should be the one-off. They should be something that happens once every season, not the regular. You know, it shouldn't be like a regular thing. And that's what we're getting so far in this show. It's like every episode is kind of a little self-contained little thing, and there's like this little underlining story that's floating. And it don't need to be that way. It really, really don't. But the big kind of takeaway from this episode was the fact that there is this female group out in the woods. They have weapons, they have ammo, they are fully capable to open fire and get the job done, but they are just scared. They are completely petrified. Of course, it was Negan and the Saviors that killed all the men, and anyone fucking male over the age of 10 was completely fucked up. But of course, in the big grand scheme of the war that's going to happen later, this is another ally, another group to come into the fold, you know, obviously later on. Anyway, right now we move on to episode 7. It's called Sing Me a Song. And I've got to admit, after the slow pacing, the slow build-up of all the other episodes, we finally get a good one. We finally get one that is kind of rammed with content, rammed with characters. And this might sound really silly, because it's like, you just can't please fucking some people. But it felt like this episode was a bit too rammed. It felt like it was a bit too crammed with content. It was like there was too many characters, too many subplots and sub-stories, and it just got a little bit messy trying to be all crammed into one episode. Anyway, we'll start off the episode with Cole and Jesus still in the back of the truck. They're talking for a while. Jesus pretty much convincing that, like, this is stupid, we need to get out of here type of thing. And Jesus jumps, turns around and waits for Cole to jump, and Cole just waves. Like, kid, what are you doing? What are you doing? Obviously, he wants to kill Negan, and he wants to be the one to do it. But, like, the truck pulls up, and you can hear Negan talking on the outside of the truck, and he's like, oh my God, Cole, what are you gonna do? But he sat there in the back of the truck kind of hiding. A guy spots him, so Cole shoots him, and he pops out the back of the truck with the assault rifle, saying he's only here for Negan. Negan grabs someone as kind of like a shield. Go back and watch it. He grabs someone and holds him as kind of like a human shield type of thing. But Negan puts up a bit of a decoy. Someone grabs Cole, drops him to the ground. Shit.
Pick that gun because it looks cool. You totally did, right? Kid, I ain't gonna lie, you scared the shit out of me.
Shit. Oh, and Daryl's there as well. Oh, shit. Practically this whole entire episode when it comes to Negan and Cole is Negan just showing off how big his dick is. He's just showing off how much power he has, getting people to bow down in front of him, the fact that he has a bunch of wives and this and that. It's just like, look kid, this is what I've got. In a way, he's basically saying like, you should join me. I would love to have you at my side. Like, you a future psychopath in the making. Like, we could make a great team type of thing. Like, that's the vibe that he's putting off. That's the kind of vibe that I got from a lot of the scenes. That Negan wanted Cole to come and join him. You know, he's already got Daryl. You know, he finds Daryl useful. I think he finds Cole useful. But anyway, back at Alexandria, sexy Rosita, oh so sexy Rosita, she's still pissed off. She wants that bullet made. And Spencer's being a bit of a dick because Spencer is just generally a dick.
Go get it. Pay your taxes and leave me the hell alone. Let's go.
Rosita, man, I keep on saying it, but good God. It's got a great pair of chesticles on her, man. And I don't trust Spencer, I really don't. I think he's going to side with Negan at some point. Now, in this episode, we learn that one of Negan's wives, this little girl called Amber, she must only be about 18, 19. She's been cheating on Negan with her ex-boyfriend, I think he is, this guy called Mark. And Negan basically says to her, look, if you want to leave me, leave me. If you want to be with him, be with him. But what you don't do is cheat on me. What's kind of fair, right? But he practically kind of indirectly threatens her mom and her sister, and so she decides to stay with Negan. She said that she loves him and so on. Like I've said before, complete bullying kind of tactics. That's what Negan and the Saviors are all about, really. It's bully tactics. So as Negan is standing there talking to Sherry, Dwight and Daryl walks in. Oh shit. Oh shit, here comes Dwight. And Daryl. Kissing right in front of him. Fuck. So Rick and Aaron are out desperately trying to find some supplies because they know that Negan is going to be coming back to Alexandria and is going to be coming back real soon. And while this is going on, Negan and Cole are spending more and more time together, and we finally get to see what's underneath Cole's bandage. Like, I'll be honest, I've been kind of intrigued into what is actually there. You know, is it going to be just a straight, like, eye socket, or is it starting to, like, heal over? Like, I just needed to know myself, man.
I can't do it. It's like talking to a birthday present. You gotta take that crap off your face. I want to see what Grandma got me.
No.
2 men. 2 men. Punishment. You really want to piss me off?
Is he gonna do it? Oh shit, are we finally gonna see what's underneath the fucking bandage? I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite interested myself to see what they've got there. Like, has it started to scar over? Like,
What's there? Get that hair in your face. Let me see. Christ! That is disgusting. No wonder you covered that up. Have you seen it? I mean, have you looked in the mirror? That is gross as hell. I can see your socket.
so it just meant to be just a hole. It didn't look very convincing.
Holy hell, kid. Look, it's easy to forget that you're
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings or anything. I was just screwing around.
Now, because this girl Amber has decided to stay with Negan, it's kind of obvious that she had been messing around with this kid Mark, and so Mark had to be punished. He got the iron, the same thing that Dwight has fucking had on his face, you know, to do with Sherry and everything. You know, everyone's watching, of course. Once again, it's just another bully tactic, like, look, let that scar be a sign of what will happen if you ever fucking cross me. That's just Negan all the way down, you know what I mean? Just a big fucking bully. That's gotta fucking hurt, man. Yeah, he's passed out in the pain. I would imagine so. Oh shit. Oh shit.
That wasn't so bad now, was it?
Now at this point, Spencer is out on a drive with Father Gabriel, and they're talking about Rick's leadership and some of the choices that he's made in the past. And of course, Spencer's just being a dick, and he basically says it would be a good thing if Rick didn't come back. And Father Gabriel, I swear to God, best line in the whole entire episode. What you're saying doesn't make you a sinner, but it does make you a tremendous shit. Oh, I love that part. Anyway, Gabriel gets out the car and leaves him and heads back to Alexandria, and Spencer heads off into the woods, where he comes across a fucking walker stuck up in a tree with a fucking compound crossbow. Like, the fuck, the chances, right? But he uses some rope, he throws it up, he gets the crossbow down, but so does the walker. You know, the walker comes down with it. But he checks the body and he finds a little note that's in Latin. So we jump back to Sexy Rosita and Eugene, and they're in that factory that Eugene and Abraham found last season, where Eugene said that he could turn it into like a bullet making factory place. And of course, Rosita, she's got a hard on for this bullet. She's like, look, just make me the fucking bullet, I don't care. And Eugene says no, like, look, you're going to get yourself in trouble. I agree that Negan does need to fucking die, but you're going to get yourself killed in the process. And if not you, going on what we've seen already, someone else is going to get killed, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And Rosita's like, look, I don't give a shit. No one gives a shit about you. Make me the fucking bullet. Do it now. End of. And eventually Eugene, he caves in and he makes the bullet. But Rosita's pissed, man. That's one hell of a sexy, fiery woman, man. Good God. So at this point, Negan says he's going to take Cole for a drive. And as they're in the trucks, for like a split second, we see Jesus lying on the top of one of the trucks. And then the next minute, he's gone. Right? But as we cut back to Daryl, because he's been sent back to his cell, all of a sudden, this little note comes sliding underneath the door saying, go now. And on the back of the note, it looked like there was a match and something else kind of stuck to the back of it. But before we could really figure out what was going on, we cut to a shot of the fucking Walker roadblock. Just a pile of Walker body parts, all piled up in the middle of the road as like a roadblock. A Walker roadblock.
Drop it. Your knife, too.
What next? You want my shoes?
Take me to Negan.
Oh, wow. Everybody wants a piece of Negan. So from here, we find ourselves back at Alexandria, but Negan's there now with Cole. He has literally took Cole back home, and he knocks on the door. Olivia opens it up, and he's asking, where's Rick? Where's Rick? And of course, Rick is out trying to get some supplies. So Negan says, look, we'll just hang out and wait for him. So he fucks with Olivia. He makes her cry a little bit, like, what the fuck? But he says this thing about how, like, they can screw while they wait for Rick to come back.
You. By practically, you mean not really.
Fucking savage bastard.
Really?
he does kind of have a point, like, let's be honest.
Excuse me.
How often do people really have like a laugh and a joke in Rick's group? Come on.
Name again.
Olivia.
Right. Olivia. I am sorry for having been so rude to you just now. And it looks like I'm going to be here for a while, awaiting your fearless leader's return. And if you'd like, I think it would be enjoyable to screw your brains out. I mean, if, you're agreeable to it.
Ooh.
I am about 50% more into you now. Just saying.
Oh shit. At this point, we now have this kind of silly little pointless little montage of Cole practically showing Negan around. But one real creepy part was where Negan walked into Judith's room and it was like, oh shit. Anyway, we quickly jump back to Sexy Rosita. I swear to God, this episode is bouncing between everybody. It's stupid. But we quickly jump back to Sexy Rosita and Eugene, and Rosita she finally has that one bullet to kill Negan. And so she apologizes to Eugene for what she said earlier. But Eugene doesn't accept the apology at all. And before you know it, Spencer turns up with a car filled with fucking supplies, and it turns out that that note that he found that was written in Latin was directions to like secret stashes of medical supplies and food supplies and all this other shit. So fucking technically, even though I don't like him, Spencer really did come through with some fucking shit. Like, wow. But the episode pretty much ends with Cole and Negan sat on the porch, and Negan is holding Judith, and he's talking about how he might come and move to the suburbs and he might stay there. He should just kill Rick and Cole and just be done with it. So episode 7 was a damn good episode. I really, really liked it. But like I said at the start, it just felt too crammed. Too many characters, too many sub-stories, jumping between everybody. It just didn't feel right. It felt really, really messy to me. Okay, I'll be honest, right? This episode kind of felt like a lot of the elements in this episode could have been edited into earlier episodes. Very, very easily. You know, the whole thing with Rosita and Eugene and Spencer, that could have been put into the episode with Tara. Very easily. It's almost as if it's like the producers, they went and spent weeks, months filming, and then they had all the footage. They went back to the editors and said, look, you've got 10 episodes. We're going to do 10 episodes this season. This content needs to be spread over 10 episodes. So the editors, they got to work and started editing and putting it all together. Started off slow because they've only got X amount of content and 10 episodes. And it's like, they did episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All done in the can, ready to be aired, and someone high up popped their head around the doorway of the editor's office and said, look, we've changed our minds. Instead of 10 episodes, there's only going to be 8. So whatever content's left, you're going to have to try and cram it into the last few episodes. I'm not joking. That's how this episode feels to me. It's like just, oh God, we've still got all this footage that we haven't used yet. Let's just cram it all into one episode. But that was episode 7. We are now going into the mid-season finale, episode 8, and it's called Heart Still Beating. But this episode brings all the characters and all the subplots and side stories. It brings everyone together in a nice little bow at the end. And we actually got to spend time with pretty much everybody. I don't think anyone got left out of this episode. So we start off the episode with Maggie. She's still at the hilltop. She's got a little baseball cap on. What? I'm sorry, it's like completely obvious that that's a little bit of a homage to Glenn, because Glenn was the only one that always wore a baseball cap. So I think that's really cute and sweet. But she's on top of the wall. She's out keeping watch. Negan is still in Alexandria. He's with Cole, but he's like out cooking some food in the kitchen. And Olivia is outside, and Tara turns up.
Go home. Let me take over.
No. I'm fine. I told Rick I would watch Judith. I'm gonna do that. You should go. We're about to sit.
Question is, who's going to die this episode? Mid-season finale, something's going to happen. I think it might be Olivia. Just throwing it out there right now. She'll die defending Judith. Something. So Spencer turns up and he has the car filled with all these supplies, and the Saviors are pretty happy with what he's got. So much so that one of the female ones started coming onto him like, what the fuck? So from there we jump back to Carol, and yes, I did say Carol, she's still alive. Even though we haven't seen her since episode 2, she is still in the show. Been a fucking while since we've seen Carol. Jesus.
Morgan.
It's just some things from the Kingdom Garden. Nectarines, some apples.
Thank you, I am good.
You can fend for yourself, I know, but fresh produce isn't something that you can just...
Really? I'm good.
So this guy turns up, he's called Richard, he's one of Ezekiel's like main kind of lieutenant guys. He turns up and he tries to convince Carol and Morgan of basically attacking first. Like, we need to go to war against the Saviors, we need your help, we need to do something. So at this point we cut to Rick and Aaron, and they're still trying to get the supplies off the boat, and they get on this little fucking boat thing, and it's like, what the fuck, man? So you stick them in the head before they can pull the boat over. Like, really? There you go. Jesus, they should have just did that from the start. And it looks like they're fucking sinking as well. Shit. The whole lot, oh my god, just fucking kill it. Oh, goodbye, Aaron. So at this point, we quickly jump to Daryl, who was in the process of escaping. He's running through the hallways of the compound, and he has to like quickly jump into this one room to hide. And in there, he finds a change of clothes he can put on and a jar of peanut butter. But anyway, Rick and Aaron, they've got the boat, they've brought it back to the shore, and they're taking all the supplies and stuff into the back of the van, and they're being watched. And I'm not really sure who's watching them, to be honest with you. But if you think back to the last episode, there was somebody kind of creeping off to the side, kind of watching them, like a quick shot ever so often. I think that will play out next season, to be honest with you. Maybe a new character or something. It could be the guy who owns the fucking supplies that they took. I don't know. Now we find ourselves back at the hilltop. And Maggie, of course, she's got the pregnancy, you know, the cravings of a mad woman because she's pregnant. But Maggie asks, like, where's Jesus? And Sasha lied to her about where he's gone and when he went and stuff. And when Maggie left, Enid called her out on it, like, why did you lie to her?
What?
You're lying to Maggie about Jesus.
What makes you say that?
A girl who lives in the house. She was telling me about everyone. She said Jesus is a runner and that he left yesterday. Not this morning.
It's for her own good.
Okay, I know there's a lot of them. I'm guessing a good deal more than we have at the Kingdom. The element of surprise is their only hope. We need to attack first, and we need to do it now while we still have the advantage. Carol, I imagine imagine that violence and fighting is something you haven't been a part of.
You're wrong.
You're probably the most capable fighter in this room.
Yep.
Then it's time to fight.
No.
Oh.
This is something I am not a part of.
And you don't have to fight. You just have to convince Ezekiel to bring the kingdom to fight.
You're not understanding me. I didn't want you, I didn't want Ezekiel or Morgan coming here, and I don't want anything to do with your lives or your deaths. I just want to be left alone.
Honestly, I think if season 5 or season 6 Carol was sat in that room, she would have had every single possible tactic and plan orchestrated and strategized and everything. And every one of the saviors would have been killed like that. But because this is I don't want to hurt no one anymore, Carol, of course it's going to be a no-go. Her and Morgan don't want any more war. They don't want any more problems. There's peace at the moment, and they don't want to be the reason that that peace comes to an end. So now we find ourselves back at Alexandria, and Rosita and Father Gabriel are kind of talking in the church, and it's obvious that Rosita's got a lot on her mind, and she's kind of on the verge of doing something really fucking stupid. So Gabriel tries to talk her out of it, try and make her see sense.
Look at me, Rosita. It shouldn't have been you. It shouldn't have been anyone. We'll win. But we need to wait for the right moment.
Yep.
Or create it. Together. And you're a part of that together. Don't do this. We need you.
Making a lot of sense. Plus, I don't want to see Rosita die, man. She's way too hot to be just writ off the show. Now, this guy Richard, he's not too happy that Carol and Morgan both said no to getting behind his plans in attacking the Saviors and everything. And he ends up going to like this little hidden little bunker or something tucked away behind a sign. And he goes in there, smashes a glass, has a bit of a good cry. Obviously, he wants revenge, just the same as most of the characters that are popping up on the show now. He wants revenge against Negan, and he wants to avenge the death of his loved ones and stuff. So there's another guy who wants to do Negan in, you know. But anyway, Spencer can't be trusted at all. He's always kind of come across as a bit of a slimy little snake to me, to be honest with you. And like I've said in like earlier episodes about how he was talking about Rick, I think he might try and side with Negan or join Negan in some type of way. But he practically gets all dressed up, smartly dressed. He grabs a bottle of I think it's whiskey or something. I'm not too sure, sorry. But he grabs a bottle of alcohol and it's almost like he's going to try and, in a way, seduce Negan. He wants to try and get on Negan's good side. And as he's walking there, he gets talking to sexy Rosita.
Thought we had something good. At least the beginning of something good. Why'd you end it? Why'd you even start it?
Just try not to think about shit. You're cute, tall. You're sweet sometimes. I used you. I'm sorry.
You could come and use me anytime, man.
Would you be up for
Shit.
dinner later?
So Daryl finally gets outside of the building. He's going over to the bikes to check them out, and overwalks the big heavy set fat guy. I can't think of his name, I'm sorry. But he sees him and he's all like, look man, look, it's cool, man. It's cool. I'm just trying to get by just like you, man.
Buddy, you can walk right out that back gate there, and I won't say anything to anybody. I'm supposed to be there now, but listen, I'm just trying to get by. Just like you. Please.
Shit. Okay, Daryl's cracked. Now, if you remember earlier, Michonne took that one savior woman kind of hostage and said to her, like, look, take me to fucking Negan, gunpoint, go. And as they're driving, they finally get there, and Michonne finally realizes what the odds are and how it's not in their favor. So Rick and Aaron, they finally turn up back at Alexandria, and of course the saviors are waiting for them right at the fucking gates, and they take all the supplies and they start being kind of dicks about it, mainly because of the note that was left in the stash that was found on the boat. And he said something like, congrats for winning, but you still lose. And the saviors thought it was directed towards them, so they attacked Aaron, they beat him up a little bit, and there was really nothing Rick could do. This could be the second time that Rick has been forced to watch someone that he cares about getting hurt, and he can't do nothing to stop it. You know, of course, the first time was with Glenn and Abraham, and then everything to do with Cole and everything on the side of that dirt road, and now Aaron's getting beaten the fuck up, and it's like he can't fucking interfere, he can't intervene. So while all of this is going on, Negan and Spencer are off talking about Rick's leadership and everything.
I am my mother's son. I can be the leader she was. That's what this place needs. That's what you need.
So why she put you in charge? That's what you're saying.
You'd be much better off.
See, Negan's too smart.
All right. Point made.
I think he might kind of look at Spencer and think, you trying to sliver your way up my arsehole. That's what you're doing. Trying to butter me up with a drink. Being all friendly and nice to me.
I'm thinking, Spencer. I'm thinking how Rick threatened to kill me, how he clearly hates my guts. But he is out there right now gathering shit for me to make sure I don't hurt any of the fine people that live here. He is swallowing his hate and getting shit done. That takes guts. And then there's you. The guy who waited for Rick to be gone so he could sneak over and talk to me to get me to do his dirty work so he could take Rick's place. So I've got to ask, if you want to take over, why not just kill Rick yourself and just take over?
What? No, I don't.
You know what I'm thinking? Because I have a guess. It's because you got no guts.
Shits. Oh shits.
How embarrassing. There they are. They were inside you the whole time. You did have guts. I've never been so wrong in my whole life.
Wow. What a fucker. Rosea, don't.
Someone get up here and clean this mess up. Anyone want to finish the game? Come on.
Oh shit, no, Rosita, don't. She's gonna pull the gun out or something.
Anybody? Come on. Who's winning?
What the fuck? So Rosita, she took the shot. Now, I have thought about it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have kind of questioned it. Like, why don't anyone just pull out a gun and shoot him? You know, he's standing there and he's giving these big long speeches. Why don't somebody just pull a gun and bang? If it was anybody else, he would be done quick. But it's Negan, so it's like, why? Why does everybody just stand there and listen to him? You know, why don't anyone just take a chance and take a shot? You know, and Rosita, she took the shot. But come on. Rosita, she's handy with the firearm. We've seen her pop, 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 taking out walkers left and right like it's nothing. Headshot after headshot after headshot, like it's nothing. But for some reason, in that moment, and I know some people will be like, oh, she fucking nerves or whatever, like, whatever. Fact is, in that moment, she hit the fucking baseball bat. What the fuck?
Have it your way. Alright. Kill somebody.
Oh, I caught it earlier. Olivia. The fuck? So at this point, Negan, he leaves. He takes Eugene with him. Obviously, it's like, I can use you to make me bullets type of thing. So he takes Eugene. And before you know it, Spencer, he's turned pretty damn quick. But he's turned and Rick has to take him out quick. And and then before you know it, it's nighttime. And Rick is sat in the cell that Morgan built. And Michonne, she comes in and they talk for a while and stuff.
You said that. We're the ones who live. That's why we have to fight. Not for us, but for Judith, for Carl, for Alexandria, for the hilltop, for all of us. We can fight them, Rick. We can find a way to beat them. We can do this. But only if we do this.
Yeah, I know that now. I know that now.
Yep. About time, man. So we jump back to the hilltop and Maggie's climbing up the ladder to get on top of the wall to kind of keep watch. Kind of the same shot that we had at the start of the episode. But while she's up there, she's kind of looking off into the distance and she calls for Enid and Sasha. And before you know it, the gates open and it's like, oh shit. Was it Jesus and Daryl coming back?
Sasha! Amy!
Oh.
You're okay?
I'm okay. The baby's okay. All of us.
You were right. Right from the start. You told us to get ready to fight. I didn't listen. I couldn't. I can now.
Oh shit, no, he's already there. Woo. Oh. Are we actually going to end on a good note? Wow, he took... he got Rick's gun back. That scene should have happened way before now. You know, at this rate, it's like next year, when the next half of the season comes on, is going to be the setup for the war. And then the season finale, the main season finale of season 7 will be the start of the war. And then we have to wait for season 8 for the actual war. I swear to God, at this rate, that's the way it's going to be. Now, this episode wasn't bad. It was pretty damn good. It followed kind of in the footsteps of the last episode. Still kind of felt like it was a bit crammed, you know, like too much kind of going on. I didn't expect Spencer to die. I really didn't think he would die. But it was a pretty good call on Olivia though, right? I swear to God. Like, I honestly thought she was going to die protecting Judith. Something. You know, just the way that she kind of said it to Tara. And it was kind of like a setup, so like she died in a way like a hero. Like she died protecting the child. You know what I mean? So that was my first kind of like initial thought. I didn't think it was going to play out the way that it did, but pretty good call if you ask me. But my honest feelings about this episode, like I said, is very kind of similar about episode 7. Good episode, but just crammed a bit too much. And like I said at the start, I really honestly think a lot of the elements in these last 2 episodes could have been edited into earlier episodes. You know, the pacing would have been a lot better. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Apart from the editing and the pacing of the episodes, I think the biggest problem with this season kind of stems from the first episode. Simply because the first episode started off like up here, like a level 10. You know, of course, with the deaths of Abraham and of course the death of Glenn, what was a big deal. The show started off on a real high level, and then every single episode that's come out afterwards was kind of expected to kind of live up to that standard, and sadly none of them has. You know, like if episode 1 was like a level 10, episode 2 was like a level 5, episode 3 was like a level 6, and none of them lived up to the hype of that first episode as far as I'm concerned. I don't know, I just think ultimately it was kind of damaging to the whole entire season afterwards, you know. I think it was good that we had the odd episode here and there where it was kind of like a slowdown kind of thing. Like the second episode when we went to the Kingdom was great. The episode where we spent with Daryl in episode 3 was great. They were like a slow kind of come down to kind of get ourselves back into the show after the manic that was episode 1, you know what I mean? But it was like, okay, you give us these episodes to slow down on, but now let's start to pick up the pace again. And we've been waiting for it, you know, and I think the last 2 episodes of the season was a bad choice to pick up the pace. I think it should have been picked up probably from episode 4. The whole thing with Daryl escaping, the fact that it was kind of crammed in to this episode with everything else, it was almost like, oh, it was just an afterthought. You know what I mean? It was like a little side thing like, oh yeah, we still need to get Daryl out for next season. Okay, so we just write it in quick. You know, it's like you spend all this time and energy on that whole episode devoted to him, Negan trying to break him, and then Daryl just leaves just like that. You've just made that whole entire episode and all the points you try to make in that episode, you've now made it void. It doesn't matter anymore. Because he just left like it was nothing, like it weren't a big deal. Unless that's what Negan wanted to have happen. Then again, I don't think this show would be that deep into doing that. Like, getting Daryl to be the bad guy. You know, like Negan has broke him and damaged him. It's like, okay, you get a chance to go back to Rick, but eventually you will kind of betray him and still be loyal to me. I'll just put that out there just now, just in case, if I'm right, and Daryl does betray Rick in the next season. But I don't think the writers think that far ahead, to be honest with you. I don't think that they do. And I've got to call it out right now, yeah. The whole thing in the episode Swear, the one with Tara, right? What was the deal with the whole fucking walker that looked like Heath? What the fuck? I really have to call bullshit on that. You know, every single walker was covered in that powder and shit. But yet the one that wasn't looked just like Heath. A black guy with the same type of hair and the same type of jacket, walking on the same type of bridge at the fucking exact same point the Tara was there. Get the fuck out of here. Oh my God, so stupid. Same thing where Rick and Aaron, they're trying to get the supplies from that boat. And they get onto that little like fucking paddling fucking thing. And they've got the like fucking bits of wood. Common fucking sense. Stick them and paddle. Stick them and paddle. That fuck, like, what? Why is it so hard? You know, like, you could stick Rick with a knife in the middle of like 50 to 60 walkers on the side of a road and he'll stab them all in the fucking head like it's nothing. No problem. But stick him on water and it's like, what the it's like the writing sometimes. It's like they have brain farts. I don't know. I'm sorry. I love this show. I really, really do. I'm pulling it apart because I love it. And because I hope that maybe the producers will watch this and say, maybe we should actually take this to heart. Maybe we should actually take this as creative, constructive criticism and actually work on it so it can be better. Because I want this show to be better. I really do love it. It's like when you go watching other shows that have like a certain quality of standards when it comes to acting and writing and stuff. Like, I've been watching a shitload of Vikings lately. And when you go back and watch a show like this, sounds fucked up, but you see a drop in the quality of acting and character choices and dialogue and stuff like that. Like, you see stuff and it's like, why are you doing that? Why would you say that? That every single word that just came out of your mouth, this whole entire scene, was not needed. It's like you have just pretty much regurgitated the exact same stuff that was said in the last episode. Like, let's get this fucking story going here. I love this show. I really, really do. And it hurts me to see it kind of like drag its feet and kind of like get kind of clumsy and get kind of stuck in this format of standalone, kind of like self-contained episodes. Like I said earlier, those are great, but they should be a one-off, not the fucking regular thing. You know what I mean? I'll put it to you like this, right? Normally, with every season of this show, it gets to that time of the week and it's like, oh shit, The Walking Dead's on tonight. Oh, so excited, I can't wait. But with this season, it's like, oh, The Walking Dead's on tonight. I'll probably catch the repeat. Or I'll download it later on in the week. You know, and like, that's not the way to be for a show that you love. I haven't been this way with this show since season 2. And we all know how slow and boring season 2 was. Like, I'm just being honest, man. I love this show. I have read the comics. Not every single issue, but I have read the comics. I really, really hope that the writers are a lot smarter than all of us. And they have set something up and it's going to play out as like this massive masterpiece. You know what I mean? Like, this first half of the season was the setup. And then when you watch the next season, it's all going to fucking go off. I really, really hope this is what's going to happen. So when you watch it all kind of back to back, like when you buy it on Blu-ray or something, it's like this one epic long movie and it's just fucking beautiful. I really, really hope that the first half of this season, basically act 1 of a longer story. And if that's the case, then I'm willing to kind of go along with the story and see where it unfolds. Yeah, that was season 7 of The Walking Dead. I did enjoy it. I know it probably seems like I'm just sat here tearing it apart. I did enjoy it. I do get wrapped up in the show. I do love the characters, and when certain things happen, I do get choked up. I am really heavily emotionally invested in these characters. I mean, it's been 7 fucking years, man. Like, I love this show. I really do. I just want it to be better. That's all. It's from the standpoint of someone who loves the show and wants it to be better. I'm like a parent, you know what I mean? And the child has done something wrong. It's like, I'm not angry, I'm not pissed off. I'm just let down because I think you could be so much better. You know what I mean? That's how I feel when I think about The Walking Dead. It's like, I'm not angry, I'm not pissed off. I just think you could be so much better. You could do so much better. Oh, shit. Anyway, man, I really hope you've enjoyed these videos. It's the first time I've ever done anything like this before. It was a case of trial and error every single week. I was just kind of learning. But these videos are definitely a lot harder to do than normal reaction videos. Because believe it or not, like, reaction videos, they're easy. They really are easy. The hard work with those kind of come into play when it's all the editing and all that. That's the hard part. That's where the talent and the skill and all that shit comes into play, is the editing. But to actually sit down and watch something isn't hard. You know, that's why I try and have something to chew on. I try and talk about it. I try to review it and analyze it and break it down. And you guys seem to like that. And when I do those videos, I don't really have a script. I tend to have kind of like a bit of a bullet point type of thing of what happened last week. And of course, if I'm watching like a show back to back, like I've been doing with Vikings, I don't have that. I just kind of go from my memory and stuff. But when I was doing like The Walking Dead, or I was doing like Ash versus Evil Dead, or Game of Thrones, I would have kind of like a little kind of like bullet points of like, oh, Cersei did this and Cersei did that and da-da-da-da. So at the start of the videos, I would have that to kind of fall on, like, last time, quick little recap, this happened, that happened, blah, 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 blah. But at the end where I kind of review it, none of that is written. That's just straight off the top of my head. I'm sat there talking to you guys. And a lot of it is like just me sat there for about 3-4 minutes, just kind of like, oh yeah, this happened as well. And and that's where the editing comes into play, and I make myself look really smart and intelligent when I'm not. No, but the fact is, these videos take a lot of time and energy to sit and write a script. Like, you will not believe, like, this was a script for this video. It's like, fucking, how many pages was it? Like 13 pages. Ridiculous, man. It's a very long process. Like, I need to watch the episode first, react to it, and then I write my script. And as I write my script, I'm watching my reaction back, and there's certain parts I will use, so I write it into the script. So as I come here to film it, I know what the reaction's going to be, so I try and set it up a little bit and stuff. A lot of time and energy goes into this, but honestly, I wish I could just do reaction videos to this show like I used to, and just sit here and just watch it with you guys. But for whatever reason, AMC don't like me and my opinion, because I get hit with copyright strikes while other channels get rewarded with baseball bats. Whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I really, really do. Give this video a thumb up if you like it. Comment down below, let me know what you think. And subscribe if you haven't already, man. Alright? I've been SiTHFuRion. I'll catch you in the next one, man.